Take two. Namaste. Take two. Bella butterflies. Unique unicorns. I was just talking to myself for about 10 minutes, okay, over here. So this is take two. I don't even know what I was saying. I guess I didn't push the button correctly. So anyhow, I'm taking advantage, what I had said in a nutshell is I'm taking advantage of not being at work to try to get some readings done that are on my list that I was working on yesterday. And usually I feel like after I do the dowsing rods, I did them off the air and wrote down my notes. I usually feel really tired and like spent, all my energy, came out. But today I don't feel that way probably because Devin went out with his friends. My stepson didn't get home from work yet. And when he does, I'll just say I'm working in here, Anyhow, but I feel energetic. So I wanted to do, this was my list. I was very, very ambitious before when I was getting the dowsing rods. I was going to try to ask the dowsing rods questions from dealing with Jon Benet, PATSY Ramsey, Jon Ramsey, Burke Ramsey, which I did. But then I thought I was going to go into Dulce and go into Summer and go into Orrin and Orson West at the same time. I found out, I never tried that before. I found out you can't do that in one sitting. I did all my prayers off the air because they take a long time. There's like 5 pages. You saw my cards. But what I did differently, and I think is helping with the energy, I'm going to show you. Of course, I have my saints on, and you might be wondering, why is she going into her shirt? Okay, you know me, I'm a weirdo, but a nice weirdo. Okay, this stone is, I think it's called caldicite or blue caldicite. I'm not sure, but I have a crystal ball that's the same. Okay, I think it's for peace and depression and to put your mind at ease. Well, this is working, okay, in my shirt. All right, you just put your crystals. A lot of people don't do that. And when I stood up at first, when I was saying goodbye to Devin, I stood up and crystals fell out of my shirt, and he was like, "What's going on?" Okay, and then I have this one, which I think is selenite, but I'm not sure. Okay, but this is also for psychic ability. So it's going back in, right? Because it's working. Then, of course, I always have my metals on for protection. I was asking Archangel Michael for a lot of protection because Jon Benet was not talking to me at first. And this is Saint Catherine of Bologna, I believe, and she was a mystic, but she was also, I believe, for the children. Something for the children, because when I ordered this, I wanted something for the children and also mystic protection. So I have that all. And plus my psychic shirt. She has blue eyes, like me, and a crystal ball. Let me stand up and show you. Okay, isn't that cool? I think it was only $12, and it has a hood. I should have pulled it down. Okay. All right. I don't think I need my hood on right now in the house. Okay. So, boys and girls, girls and boys. I have a lot to tell you. So I want to, and another thing I wanted to do was, remember I said I wanted to do 7-minute videos, 7-minute clips. I don't know if I could do it that way because, I'm long in the tooth. But I'm going to try to be cognizant. I'm going to try to be cognizant of my time. This way I can do a couple of readings. Now, so I only did the dowsing rods. I've done the dowsing rods for Summer before, but I wanted to do another time because she hasn't been found. So I have to do that at a different time because the dowsing rods are really powerful, and I need to get to the gym today. I need to get to the post office today. So there are other things I have to do besides readings for free, okay? So that I can take care of my health. Yesterday I just went for a walk. It wasn't a particularly long walk, so that makes me feel bad. So today I will go to the gym. Okay, let me get to it. I was gonna go get the timer, but forget it. I can't be timed. I found that out. That makes me nervous to be timed. Okay. So I was calling upon Jon Benet Ramsey, and yeah, the way I do my work is I look at the facts of a case. I look at different things, all different things. Okay, some people say, I didn't watch anything, so therefore, sorry, I don't know the kid's birthday or parent's birthday. That's okay if you want to do it that way, but you should at least know who you're talking to, especially if you're going to call them as a spirit. You should give them the respect that you know their birthday, what the day that they came into the world, and maybe the day that they went out. But especially the day they came in, okay? They might not want to be reminded of the day they left. And that was my problem with her. Jon Benet Ramsey was born August 6th, 1990, and she died December, Christmas 25th going into the 26th. Okay, the police were there the 26th, so, and that's my nephew's birthday, Brian. Anyhow, so she was born August 6th, 1990, and she died in 1996, December 26th, 1996. So I don't think they know exactly what time she died, but sometime Christmas Eve night. Oh no, the day after Christmas, I'm sorry. Anyhow, so I kept calling her, and I did my prayers and I did my protection, and I was asking for the guides to talk to her, to talk through her or help her. She definitely, and a lot of psychics have this problem, a lot of channelers and remote viewers have this problem too. She doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to remember it. She doesn't want to think about it. She is happy in heaven, and she doesn't want to come back. And that's a lot of people, especially children who have had such a trauma to their lives. They don't want to come back into this rough realm, okay? And so I can understand that, why she would feel that way. Okay, so I'm just going to hold the stones that have been sitting overnight on these pieces of paper that I kept here. Okay. And you'll see, I have Travis Scott is somebody I wanted to do, but I've been avoiding it because it's negative energy. But my friend Forever Bella Butterfly, she told me definitely do it. So I might just do a short one when I could stomach it. Maybe it'll be in my car. I don't know. It's negative energy. I don't know if it's, a lot of people talking about devil worshiping and, that it was a sacrifice. I don't know if I would go that far. And I am a conspiracy thinker. I have all the doors open, all the windows open to possibilities. But sometimes I shut it. That's why you won't hear from me that much about trafficking, and not because I'm correct, but because my mind does not allow me to see so much of that, because that would upset me and I wouldn't be able to live my life. And I would try to avoid readings if that's all I saw was trafficking of children and, putting their organs up. If that's all I saw, then, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Because it's really hard to do it, and it's heartbreaking, and it makes you feel like somebody's squeezing your heart or pulling off your skin. And so you feel everything a million times harder than the average person. Okay, so so that's on the fence, Travis Scott. There's a million videos out, but if you really, I want to tie in the link with the Kardashians, because I used to be a big Kardashian watcher, not necessarily a fan, but everybody watches what they don't have. And I used to watch that, and that show used to be associated with happiness for me, because I would watch it in my apartment, and my sister Patricia would watch it at the same time in her house, and we would talk to each other on the phone. It used to be on Sunday nights, Sunday or Monday. and we would talk to each other, and sometimes I would have Devin over. He was still over my apartment, and I would force him to watch it. So like it's a kind of a funny joke, but then he started hating the Kardashians and everything that was about them, and so he wouldn't watch it with me anymore. So I had to watch it by myself and with my sister on the phone. But then I stopped watching them because it kind of got ridiculous, because Chloe was my favorite, and I shouldn't be even talking about this, but Chloe was my favorite. And then when she got with that guy that she had the baby with, and he was cheating on her so disgustingly before she gave birth, right up until she gave birth, and then cheated on her again, and like it was like, what's wrong with you? You know, like, I know you love him. I know you love him. I can feel the love. But you have to love yourself better. And you should love that daughter better, because do you want her to grow up and just allow men to treat her that way? Okay? You know, X that relationship out. It was just a vehicle to get that baby in the world. And then go look forward. Now my favorite Kardashian is Kourtney. Okay? Because I really believe that she's more real than the rest of them. Okay, she believes in family, and now she's so in love, and it's like it's nice with Travis. I don't know his last name. Anyhow, so you have on here Jon Benet Ramsey, Dulce Maria Alves, Orin and Orson, Sincere and Classic, and Madeleine McCain. Why Madeleine McCain? Because I got so much energy from her. And I will do it. I will definitely do it. It's just, a matter of time in the day, in the month. Okay, so let's get started. So I don't want to make this super long because, like I said, I was already doing the reading. Okay, and it's not good what I have to say. So before I start to say anything, this is for entertainment reasons only. I am a psychic reader, a medium, an empath. Sometimes a channeler, a lot of times a channeler, and sometimes a remote viewer, okay? Yes, I will put that on my resume. However I get my information, I always start with prayer, with God, with the angels, and the spirit guides. And I'm not here to convict anybody. I'm not a lawyer or a police officer, and I don't work for them. I work for God, okay? And I work for these angels, these little kids and people that get murdered, and I try to give them a voice, and that's why I do my work, okay? And it's not easy work, and I do it for free, okay? So come on. Anyhow, you could see I'm procrastinating. So that's what I do. Okay. All right. So let me get to Jon Benet. All right. When you saw Burke, and I watched hours and hours of body language, because I believe in body language, but I feel like the people who are doing the body language for Candace and Don, I don't know what's wrong with them, but they're not, I guess everything, especially YouTube, is very like, banging down on, bearing down on people and lawsuits and things like that. So you have to be careful what you say. And, I'm not here to put anybody in jail, but I am here to recognize that a little girl was murdered, and it was inside her home, okay? She was found in her home. She was inside her home. The letter came from paper from her mother, that her mother had, okay? So when they were watching Burke, and when Burke Ramsey, which was her 9-year-old brother at the time, I think now he's in his 30s. Yeah, because I think he was born in 87, and that's the same year as my daughter, so he must be 34. He's an Aquarius, and I have an Aquarius son, and my son is the same way. He's like smiling when he shouldn't be smiling. He'll laugh when somebody's emotional, like when I would get emotional about something, my son would laugh, like a giggle. And I'd be like, why you do? Whereas my daughter would be like, oh, I'm sorry, Mom, but my son would go, it's all right. So what I'm saying is, when Burke was interviewed as a kid, he's a kid, all right? So he might be more authentic as a kid. And when he was going like this, they said, how do you think JonBenet got hurt in the basement? Because, she had a head injury. And I don't even know if they said she had a head injury, but he went like this. Oh, maybe somebody picked up something and went boom, right? So he did that motion. So a lot of people jumped on that and said, oh, that kid is guilty, and the mother and father are protecting him, like as a lot of people would do their child. And this question came up with Brian Laundrie, but Brian Laundrie is an adult. This is a child, and he was 9 years old, so a lot of people thought that. I even thought that before I did my research, and before I did up to about a half hour ago when I was doing the dowsing rods in the living room. I did it in the living room today, and the dog was staring at me like weeping because he wants to get in. He wants to play with me 24/7. Anyhow, my point being, the reason why Burke knew how to do that is because he did, in fact, hit his sister with, I think, a golf club or a toy baseball bat. He did hit her. I don't know whatever happened to them. Hi, I'm taping.
What?
I'm taping. So I can't talk right now.
Boy, they got you box, so they told you the block
What?
from the post office, the real post office, not the, is they're giving away free vouchers for meals over at Texas Longhorn.
Oh.
So I'm saying, well, what the hell's going on? Thank God I opened my mouth to Cliff. Because yeah, people are trying to get their freebie.
Yeah. Okay, so Burke did hit in the past, way before she died, which is terrible. It's a terrible thing. But it's a sibling thing. I'm doing a video.
Oh, you said you were doing painting, Dave. I'm sorry.
No, I said video.
You said painting.
He thought I said painting. Okay. So, that's a terrible thing that a brother hits his sister. He gets angry, hits his sister who gets all the attention, most likely, mother and father's attention. Thank you. And, that he hit her with a baseball bat. Now, when I was little, you guys probably don't know this, me and my sister, we were in Poconos, and we were like 8 and 9, right? And we were in the Poconos, and we were allowed to go walking. And I had a baseball bat, and we were playing ball. Can you close that?
Oh, sorry.
Because I don't want the smoke to get out.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And we were playing baseball, and we had a couple of arguments about things. And so she would always win because she would be able to outsmart me. Long story short, I hit her with the baseball bat. Now, that's terrible. It's a horrible thing. And yeah, it's a horrible thing. I feel guilty about it. But am I a murderer? Did I try to kill her permanently? No, I didn't. So what she did because she was mad at me about it, she knew that I get lost. Of course, we're in the Poconos, and I had no sense of direction. So she left me in the woods, and I couldn't find my way back to my aunt's house. But I was thinking I was going to get arrested. I don't think she was bleeding. I think I just did a pop. I did a pop to her head, which is not good. But what I'm trying to point out is sibling rivalry causes a lot. And I know there's a camp of people who think Burke did it. Burke smiled during the Dr. Phil show. That gets me to my other point. My other point is that yeah, he could have been jealous of her, although he said he wasn't. Burke seems to be on the spectrum to me. I'm an educator for over, 25, 30 years. And I studied kids on the spectrum. I've had kids on the spectrum. A friend of mine has a kid on the spectrum. And there's different reactions that they have. So, can they be violent? Yeah, they can be violent. They can be violent. I'm not trying to give him a pass for, if he did hurt her. And she was a little girl. She was only 6 and he was 9. But sibling rivalry, it counts, that, but sibling rivalry does not usually add up to that one kid murdering the other kid. Okay, can it have happened? Yes, it can. But do I feel that happened? No. I kept looking into Burke's eyes, both when he was a kid being interviewed, and he was very surly, and he did seem like he was over it. But kids are resilient like that. Kids don't sit in a corner and cry for long. Why? Because they have their whole life in front of them. And now he has the attention of both parents, but probably not because there was, a whole sadness for his parents for the rest of his life. Then he only had his mother for another 8 years, 9 years, because she died when he was 18. She died of ovarian cancer, which she had throughout her life. Even when Jon Benet was little, she still had it. And so the thing about Burke is when he went 20 years later on Dr. Phil's show, he did get paid for that. Maybe the money was motivating to him. If he has the genes from his father, I'm sure it was motivating. He does have it. He did go to college. He did get a pretty good job. I've been trying to find out if he was married and had kids. I can't find anything personal about him. But anyhow, so basically after he was 18, so he just had his father. And so hopefully, when he went away to college, maybe he made some friends. I don't know. Like, I worry about those things. But when I looked at him and he was doing that smile thing throughout the whole interview, that reminded me of the kid in my 2nd grade class when he was in trouble and we had to line up against the closet doors in the classroom to get yelled at. Most of us would put our head down like in shame. Some kids would cry, and he would always stand there like this, like a stiff, and big smile on his face, and like almost and smirking and laughing. And then the teacher would yell at him for smirking, and he would just smirk even more, because that smirking sometimes is like how some people cry. Okay, they can't show tears. All right, the mother, who was brought up in pageantry in West Virginia, I think, she could have taught him that. Make sure you smile for the camera. And a camera, regular video camera is the same as a regular picture. The picture will be over fast. The interview will be over fast. Make sure you keep on smiling, okay? Whether that's innate in him or taught, learned, I didn't feel that he was thinking about being guilty. I did feel like he was lying to protect his parents, the story that they always told him to say. Do I think that he was out of his bed? Yes, he was out of his bed. Do I think he was murdering his little sister? I don't think so. Maybe he didn't like her. Maybe he thought about, what if she was gone and it was just me again with both parents' attention. But don't all kids think that way? I'm from a family of 6, and I didn't feel like I got that much attention, even though I was the baby and tried to be cute. But I think all kids think, I wish I had all the attention. I wish I was the only child. But then when it happens and it's all up to you, it's a whole different ball game. And somebody murdered your little sister in your own home. How could you ever feel safe in your life? But I don't feel it was him. That's my thing. But up to a half hour ago or an hour ago, when I was doing the dowsing rods on it, before I did the dowsing rods on it, and I asked those specific questions, I still had a 30% chance that it might have been him, or that he might have done something and somebody else finished it off. Okay? Now I don't feel that way. I feel, what time is it? 25 minutes in. I feel so free. I feel so much freer because I don't feel that he's involved in it. I feel like he did get out of the bed and come downstairs and heard all that, the mother screaming and yelling, which wasn't, that wasn't foreign to him. I heard fighting, I heard yelling. Yeah, I don't think, okay. So I'm just getting back to Burke. So Burke would smile, but that's his whole MO from day one. Burke smirks, even when he's talking about something painful, he's like this. Yeah, that was sad. That was sad. But if you look at his eyes don't look like they're having pleasure. His eyes look blacked out, like, but on the same token, he's suing. Is he involved in it now? He has like several lawsuits that he's going after. And I think he's winning. Pretty sure he's winning against slander. So don't sue me, Burke. Okay. From what I'm about to say. So, no, look, I'm going to scratch my back with this. That's bad. Where did I get this scissor from? Okay. I have a back scratcher from Flyer B. Flyer B, where have you been? Never see you on my page anymore. See you on other people's pages. Guess one of the people that don't love me anymore. Anyhow, my back is still itchy. Okay, that means spirit's coming in. Okay, I'm open and receptive to receiving any messages from spirit in regards to Jon Benet Ramsey. And I had to tell her a lot of times that she was a good kid, she was a good girl. Not only were you beautiful, that everybody was telling you that. She didn't really care about that. She wanted to be a regular kid. She wanted to be, ride her bike. She kept showing me the bike. And she goes, Katrina, they didn't like me to wear pants. And I like to wear, and she showed me like, those skin tight leggings that were of the 90s? She liked those leggings. And then like with just a plain shirt. And she said she wasn't really allowed to wear that. Or she said shorts too. She liked shorts too, but it was cold in Colorado. So she would have preferred the leggings, even jeans, but she was like, never really saw jeans too much. And she kept showing me yellow and black. So I told her I would go on my paper and do yellow and black. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But I'll just do yellow and black. Is that like a flower? She said no. Maybe it's the colors that she liked. Okay, so. Okay. All right, so Burke, I have 2 pages of notes. So let me just go by my notes because that'll focus me. So Burke, that was a defense mechanism to smile and to constantly smirk through the whole friggin' interview. But he did make contact with his eyes to Dr. Phil. However, when he was talking about his parents, he would look away. So that would mean he's lying about his parents and just doing the story. Now imagine being 9 years old. Your sister's murdered in your house. All these people come in your house. A guy, cop with a flashlight, is coming in. You're being accused in the tabloids as being the person who killed her. And I remember the 90s, and I remember thinking, oh wow, yeah, maybe he's a sociopath or a psychopath, and he killed her. Because you didn't want to think her parents had anything to do with it, because that was harder than thinking about a brother. But as far as I know, I don't think if you grow up and you're a psychopath and you kill your sibling, what you would do is you keep on killing. You would kill animals. You keep on killing. I don't think I think the public eye is on him. I don't think there was any proof of him trying to hurt anybody else, or, So know that it was a defense mechanism for him to smirk. When he's thinking of what the story was, just like, Summer's story, where they went to all those stores, then they came home and they planted flowers. Then Grandma gave her candy. Then she went in the house to play with the boys. Okay, that's a story. All right, that can be told over and over again. That's a planted story. All right, so Burke has a planted story. He was told, even though he did get out of the bed when the mother was on the phone calling 911 about her missing child, kidnapped child, she thought Patsy Ramsey hung up the phone with the cops, which you're not supposed to do. They were like, ma'am, stay on the line until a policeman comes or a policewoman comes to your house, and you always stay on the phone with them. She hung up the phone. Why? Because we heard in the background a little voice, kid voice. You heard John in the background too, but you heard a little kid's voice say, "What did you find?" Or "What did they find?" Okay? So he knew, A, that his sister was missing, or something was missing, and thought that his mother found something. So maybe the mother said, "I found the ransom note." So that would prove that number one, Patsy lies when she said Burke was in bed. Of course, she's trying to protect her kid. Okay? But why not tell the truth? That's normal for a kid to get out of bed. So he was told so many times, just say that you stayed in bed. Just say that you stayed in bed, otherwise people are going to blame you. Okay, so that's a scary thing. This is a whole freaked out, scary experience. I don't care how much psychology help you have, how much therapy. And I think he didn't want to go to therapy. I think that one time he went when he was a little kid, he hated it. I don't think he ever went back. Okay, who knows? And the Ramseys were very private, so they probably wouldn't force him to do that because they didn't want to go themselves. Okay, feel me? All right, so Burke was using defense mechanisms to calm himself down, nonverbal defense mechanisms. So he's a quiet guy to begin with. The way he displayed it. People will laugh and smile when speaking. People who laugh and smile while speaking about a tragedy is because it's so horrendous that you use the wrong emotion. Now, I'm going to use myself as an example, but before the end of this video, you're going to be calling clink clink for me. Oh, well, she hit a sister with a bat, and